So if you're watching this, first and foremost, I want to say welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Isaac Batista. I'm 28 years old, from Oxnard, California, my whole life. Basically, what my page or channel is going to be about, I'm going to give you a bird's eye view of what I do leading up into a show. Right now I'm in an off season, so I wanted to get this started for all of you guys, see what I do as far as training routines, what I'm eating, my lifestyle basically, what I do to prepare for the show. So the show I already picked, it's in Anaheim, California. It's going to be at the Fit Expo. They have two, there's one in LA in January, and I just found out as of last year, they have one in August. So, you know, things went wrong. Last year I was getting ready for the show to compete, but, you know, got an injury, had some financial setbacks. So, you know, I just took the time and the advice from local competitors who have been doing this a lot longer than myself. And, you know, it was a blessing in disguise because now I can do a proper bulk leading up into the show. And that's what I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing, what I'm eating, macros, calorie intake, everything. I'm going to include it all. But giving you guys what you've wanted, what you've been asking me for, one of the big things everyone's been asking me is what the fuck I do for my lats. I guess the V-taper, waist to shoulder ratio, whatever you want to call it. So I devoted my first YouTube video, what I do for my back, for width. I have 2 back days, and it's I feel it's very important you have 2 back days, because if you're that serious about having a beautiful aesthetic, you know, those muscle bellies, there's like so many in the back. You gotta have 2. If you're serious about it, you gotta devote it. I do a width day and I do a thickness day. I separate the two because I feel you focus so much on, you know, the thickness, it can kind of like deteriorate your strength going into when you start focusing for the width. So you're not gonna be fully energized. That's personally my perspective on the subject. I'm not a scientist. I don't think I know more than all these other guys out there. That's just what I do. So let's do this. I'll walk you through it. What I do exactly. So I started off with weighted wide grip pull-ups. Before I go into weighted, I make sure to do 3 warm-up sets, wide grip and inside grip. You can go 8 to 10 on wide or 8 to 10 on inside. I personally, when I'm doing a warm-up, I don't really focus on how many reps I'm doing. I really focus on getting the blood into the muscles, getting my shoulders warmed up so I'm preventing, you know, case of injury. After those 6 sets, basically, of warm-ups, don't kill yourself going into this like it's not the workout. I start with a 25. And from the 25, I try to go from the range of 4 to 6 wide. I do about 2 sets, sometimes 1, depending on how I'm feeling that day specifically. Then I jump onto a plate. When I do the plate, I try to do 2 wide and 2 on the inside. When I'm going wide, when I'm doing the wide grip, it really focuses on the width of the lat. When I'm going inside, it's more of a focus to make it longer, I guess, if you're with me on that. So one of the tricks of the trades I picked up from a local competitor. This, my friends and family, if you're watching, is basically the bread and butter of what got me on my way to building my back. I got a guest pass at Valley Total Fitness, which is right across the street from this gym we're at right now, over the freeway overpass. Before it was LA Fitness, and they have these, like a slew, like a plethora of hammer strengths for the back. And one of the ones I really fell in love with it's a hammer strength pull down. Hand placement to me is everything. So what I try to do, they call it like scoop grip. When you're benching, they call it suicide grip, I guess. I could be mistaken, don't quote me on that. So when I'm grabbing it, I kind of palm it like a spoon. I try to go heavy as possible for 8 to 12 reps, but I don't go like, I'm definitely not an advocate for ego lifting. You'll never see me slapping on, you know, a lot of plates. You know, it's cool to see, it's cool to do, I guess, but there's a goal for me, and getting injured, getting to that goal isn't one of them. And I was 21 once, and I was doing that, and Yeah. Anyways, moving on. What I try to do when I'm on this hammer strength machine, I try to squeeze for about 3 to 4 seconds, and when I'm releasing, I release as slow as I can, and then I kind of fire it right back. This is what they call isometric. Look it up, study, pick up what I'm telling you, look for yourself. That's how I got into what I'm doing, is I picked apart what different people were trying to show me. There's obviously gonna be stuff people don't like. There's obviously going to be stuff people do like. And what I did, from this guy pulled this, from this guy pulled that, and that's where I learned about isometrics. So for the third workout, I jumped into wide grip lat pull downs with, I think it's called the wide bar. If it's not called the wide bar, please comment below what the name of that bar is. I'm not sure. I figure we can both help each other out with this. I do about 2 warm-up sets. Don't go too crazy. I stay on the 70, 115 range. But the last set is the best set, and I usually try to incorporate a drop set with that. I'll drop from 145 to maybe 130 to 115, and then from 115 or 100 to 70 or so. But when I'm dropping on the drop set, I make sure to get more reps from what I did that previous heavier set. Like I said, we're looking for a range of 8 to 12 on that heavy set. So if you can't do 8 to 12, lower the weight. So for the fourth workout, I switched the bar. If the V-bar is not available, I honestly recommend using a rope. I recommend using a rope because with the V-bar, you're kind of constricted with the form, and you can't really move. You can't really adjust and finesse the movement. Target that lower lat, and that's exactly why I switched to the rope. Like I said, if the V-bar is available and the rope's not, vice versa, pick your poison. I do about 3 sets of this. I lower the pins. I really lower the weight on this. It's really not one of the movements I feel you should be going heavy on. So I do about 3 to 4 sets depending on how I'm feeling. No drop set on this. This is all just for fill. Remember, kind of go isometric on this. Do a couple of squeezes, slow releases. Get the blood really going into the muscle. Get everything where it needs to be. And for the last workout of my back day is a dumbbell pullover. This really goes back to classic bodybuilding era. A lot of guys like Frank Zane, Sean Ray, a lot of pros like that, really, they implicated this into their routines. At first, it took me a while. You're gonna have to play with this one. You're either gonna have to use a plate, a dumbbell. Some people use a straight bar. Like I said again, these really aren't the type of exercises to go heavy. The heaviest I go for this is 40. And like I said, you want to keep it 8 to 12 reps. If you can't do 8 to 12 reps with this, like I said again, I'm sorry to preach, drop the weight. We're really going for focus, for contraction, for bodybuilding. We're not powerlifting for isolation movements. It doesn't make sense. There's no correlation, I feel, between strength training and building aesthetics. But with that being said, I feel it's crucial when you're going up to keep the elbows a little more back. You want to lead with the elbows, but keep your wrists back, Keep those back as you're leading up, and as you're going up, you're gonna feel it a little in your chest. You're gonna get some of the chest in there, but you really want to feel it more in the lats. Like I said, you're gonna have to play around. You're gonna have to figure out what works best for you. Some people use a plate, straight bar, curl bar. I use dumbbell. If I found my sweet spot, that's basically where you're gonna have to go with this. So in closing, that's my back routine for what I do for the width day. Like I said, I'm leading up into a show. We're still a few months out, but it's never too early, or I try to get in as much posing as I can. So I usually end the workout when I'm feeling pretty good, pumped and stuff. I'll pick a spot in the gym, obviously where there's good lighting, mirrors, and I just kind of go in and I just put the headphones on, get in the zone, put on my favorite tracks, really let loose, try to get in the mood, get the feel of being on stage. You got to put yourself in the zone, you got to bring out the eye of the tiger. Still a few months out, but it never hurts to practice. Want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching. hopefully subscribing. Like I said, a few good things to come, training, dieting. I actually want to bring on a few guests, do some interviews on here with some local competitors, some of the local athletes, kind of give you insight of what they do. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys stick around.